Today on episode 77, our Red Grange episode of Typical Chicago Fans, we have Sinkers and Floaters, Blackhawks playoff run, Diamond Talk on the Cubs and Sox, some NBA bubble chat, TCF Local Food Spotlight, and to wrap up the show, we have the TCF Favorites. Let's roll. Hello and welcome to episode 77, the Red Grange episode of Typical Chicago Fans. I am Boomy on Twitter at BoomyTCF. Make sure to follow the main page at typical_Chicago. Head to Facebook, check out that page. Make sure you give it a like and follow the Instagram page. Just type in Typical Chicago Fans. You can find them there. Make sure you head on over to YouTube. Check out the Typical Chicago Fans YouTube page and subscribe for all of our content just in video form. Make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts and follow us on Spotify, whichever one you use. And also we are on Google Podcasts and Spreaker. So make sure whatever site or app that you use to get your podcast, we are probably there. Make sure you subscribe, follow along there. But make sure to follow along with the guys that I am joined with tonight. We have Zach in the house at Lilia TCF, and of course, Matt Schoolfield at schools_01. We are back.
What's up, boys?
Boys, how Blackhawks are technically officially in the playoffs, man. This is a great feeling.
I think we are the first 12th seed to make the playoffs, or whatever. We are
the second, actually. The Canadians.
The second.
Earlier
the second
Canadians.
But we did something that the Edmonton Oilers feared the whole time. We disrupted what the whole plan here, and we the Blackhawks are going to
win the cup. They're going to win the cup.
I don't want to say it. I do want to say that. I mean, they look good. I mean, Corey Crawford playing well. They are. Patrick Kane hasn't even gotten hot yet, and they just won the series.
Their defensemen are really soft, but they're not going to win a cup because of that group. They are going to play some very entertaining games of hockey though for us. And
but guess what?
Maybe we steal another series because they've got guys. Jonathan Taves was the best player on the ice.
Oh yeah,
for a good amount of stretches of this series. Connor McDavid is the greatest player that.
Yeah, that kid's good.
That guy is absolutely unbelievable.
Did he score first?
He scored first every night. It felt like, and I think you're right. I think it actually was 3, but it seemed like it was like quick punch to the face, and that guy just puts one right in your kitchen. And he's so fast, and he's so
bad luck though.
And like when he first came in the league, though, it was his speed was noticeable, but he was very small. He was an 18, 19-year-old kid. He first comes in the league. That guy knows how to use his body now. He's good defensively. He's good in the dot. Like Connor McDavid is going to be the best player in the league for a very, very long stretch of time, and it's fun to beat him in the playoffs.
Absolutely. We'll get a little bit deeper into that here after Sinkers and Floaters. We're going to dive deep into the Blackhawks, what the future might look like for them as they have officially entered the Stanley Cup playoffs. We'll take the series win, first one since 2015. But let's jump into it, boys. We got Sinkers and Floaters. I will start off with my sinker, and that is crossbows. As you can see, I have a nice little gash on my head. I purchased a crossbow today, literally got it home, went to take my first shot, got the scope all set up, got a little too close to the scope, fired, and the scope bounced back and gashed my forehead. Luckily, this is not my first injury this month, so my wife is getting really good at applying liquid bandage to different parts of me that I continue to hurt. Split my head open, like I talked about in the last episode, cut my hand open, and split my forehead here in the last 3 weeks. So I am struggling. And I got hit with a softball playing slow pitch last night. So shout out to Kruger Keene for hitting a line drive right back off my thigh. So tough look for me, man. It's been a rough couple weeks.
Yeah. I don't think you should give crossbows a bad name. Maybe it was the user.
It's definitely user error.
Yeah, so you're kind of giving crossbows a bad name right now. It wasn't the crossbow's fault that you got hit in the head by the scope.
Yeah. This is not on crossbow. The sinker's actually
the sinker should be the Boomy for thinking he should use a crossbow.
Yeah, I'm definitely
team talking about me like that. I might have to come use it on you. All right.
Apparently, I'm not worried.
I'm not worried.
I'm not worried because if I just dodge the first one, you're literally just gonna hit yourself in the head and probably have concussion. So,
and I'm not
worried
because it's not like I'm gonna matrix this thing either and just pull the Keanu Reeves dodge trick. But I think you're gonna just take care of it yourself.
I also think if you're getting hit in the head you're getting like that with the scope, I don't think you're using the scope very well either.
It was my first shot ever with this thing at my house. So
hopefully it's your last.
0 for 1.
I go after it. I'll take this L and move on.
Was there a try number 2?
Oh yeah, there was. I'll be all right. I'll move on.
Blood running
down
your
face.
Don't
ask about his ass.
Yeah, the bow sticking out of my ass right now. It's not doing
He's got
good.
an arrow. He's got an arrow 6 inches up his right ass cheek. But other than that, he's great.
My sinker, boys, is the St. Louis Cardinals. They ruined my weekend. I wanted to watch the Cubs this weekend. They haven't played. I don't think week and a half is the last time they played. I think I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how this is going to get fixed. The Cubs are supposed to play them 10 times, so I don't know what they're going to do with those games.
It should be 3 wins this weekend is what it should be.
That's what it should be because it has nothing to do with the Chicago Cubs. It has everything to do with another positive test, multiple positive tests, a lot of misinformation too, a lot of weird, I don't know, just stories going on about all the coronavirus, how they got it. It just sucks because, like I said, as Cub fans, your team is actually doing the right thing. They're being very precautious about everything. They haven't had any positive tests at all, and they can't play this weekend because the St. Louis Cardinals have another positive test after a week of quarantining and trying to get rid of this.
See, my whole thing, too, is one of the big rumors has been like a few of the guys were out at a casino in St. Louis.
Yeah.
You guys, if you just stay at a fucking hotel and you just gamble amongst yourselves, you can play for A, way longer, B, way more money, C, I was doing letters. I couldn't remember if I was doing letters or numbers there for a minute, so I had to go C. C, you can get like more alcohol. You don't have to worry about waitresses. Don't have to worry about anything. Stay at the hotel, gamble with your boys. You don't have to go to a casino and get, oh, dude, come on. It's like 3 months. It's like 3 months. You got to like just take care of your business.
And I said this when this happened to the Marlins, like if you can't figure it out, and Rob Manfred is such a candy ass and he's not doing anything about it. He has the ability to say, listen, if you can't follow these rules, then, like you're done. And they had the chance to do this with the Marlins. And I said it then, it has nothing to do with it being the Cardinals, who are, I hate with a passion. But if it's any team, if you're not following the rules, you don't get to play. It's so simple.
Yeah, but if you are found to be going to the club or going to the casino, like something you clearly should not be doing in this situation, and that's how you get it, and now it spreads, and now you can't play for a week. Because I understand, yes, everyone was mad at the Marlins, but guess what? The Marlins are back playing. Yeah, they missed a few games, but they're back playing. The St. Louis Cardinals are still not playing, and who knows when they're going to be able to play next.
Exactly.
Well, you know what's bullshit, too, is those players, there's a bunch of players on the Cardinals, and I can't remember the exact number. I want to say it was 7 or 8, maybe 9 now at this point have tested positive. But it was staffers on the team. And those people have to, like, go home to their families and shit, too. Like, you guys are making millions of dollars. Like, now these people who are trying to, like, they have to travel with you. They've got to do a lot of the grunt work to get you guys to be able to play the game right now in these odd circumstances. Like, help them fucking out, too, man.
Yeah,
like,
man.
I mean, come on. Like,
I think it's just, come on. It's just bad, too, because what are you going to do? How is there going to be a season for other teams that are being good about everything when their teams that they're supposed to be playing in the division can't even play?
Well, right. You're absolutely right. This negatively affects the Cubs right now. They're playing good baseball. They were going to win likely
not
2
even
or
the
3
Cubs.
games.
It affects everybody in their division, in the AL Central.
Fuck everybody else. The Cubs are a machine right now, and they're getting screwed here.
No, but you know what I mean. It's all gonna start. It's all gonna start coming back to hurt baseball when, like I said, when the White Sox are supposed to play them, the Royals are supposed to play them, the Twins are supposed to play them, and all the standings just look weird.
Like, you think about the Phillies, like what they just dealt with. Like, that was a bunch of bullshit. You know?
Yeah, like it's weird.
It is. Maddie, your sinker.
Well, My sinker is it's fresh off the hot off the presses. It happened about we'll say an hour and a half ago. I ran to the grocery store after the Hawks game real quick. On my way home, this dude in a Volkswagen Jetta is driving. My sinker is Fast and the Furious wannabe drivers. We're just gonna put it that way.
I love it.
And I love those people. Oh, I hate those people. Sidebar: Dominic Toretto is probably the greatest driver of our generation. Let's not kid ourselves. I mean, but I mean, we can all agree on that. He's at least in the conversation. Okay. Anyway, guys who drive like him in cars that don't act like his, those are the best. Like, don't pound the gas pedal. Like,
I hate it.
2011 Jetta, like you're shooting for like a 10-second quarter mile. You know, you're slamming on the brakes though. Then when you get to the 45 miles an hour, because that's the speed limit. So it's like, oh shit, I'm coming off the speed of the stoplight. You know, like a bat out of hell. But I hit 45, got to slam on the brakes because coming to the speed limit. So if you're gonna do it, actually do it. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna drive like that. But don't drill holes in your exhaust.
Just don't do it.
And then, just don't do it. Right. But I don't know, man. It's just like, it's embarrassing.
Usually people who can afford to do it right wouldn't want to be doing that. Because
you take it to a track and you do it
it's
the right
a movie way. For a reason.
Exactly.
Right. It's I don't know, man.
Especially when you get on the 4 lanes, or the 8 lanes, I guess it would be, they get to be insane drivers. Right. Those things. So going the lane.
I can at least respect the insane ones, because if you're going to commit to it, just fucking commit to it. Don't be the guy that jumps off the fucking green light and like he's pounding the gas pedal and then, oh shit, I got to the speed limit. I got to slam on the brakes now. I can drive like a fucking granny. Don't do the fucking I'm a badass at the stoplight.
Car stalls out.
Fucking, like it's just like, dude, own who you are then. All right.
I love it. Bunch of stooges and
give mom back her fucking Jetta and let her, don't wrap it around a tree.
Good bunch of stooges and sellouts.
Love it. My floater is the Tagovailoa family because today it was announced that the younger son, I'm going to butcher this name. I think it's Tulua, the younger son of Talia, has been granted immediate eligibility and will probably start at quarterback for Maryland this year. So not only did the older son, Tua, just get drafted by the Dolphins, get paid a ton of money, but their younger son is going to start immediately at a Big Ten school after transferring from Alabama.
Is that good for him?
I mean, he's going to start. He wasn't going to start at Alabama, so.
I know. I just don't think Maryland's very good.
Well, he's still starting at a Big Ten school, so it's a good move for him. And I don't know, it's a good time to be a member of that family.
Is Maryland really a Big Ten
with that family, school? They have like a number one. They have a top 5 draft pick.
Is Maryland even really a Big Ten school? Like,
wait, hey.
I mean, they're in it,
draft pick, right? Was it top 5?
Tua, yeah.
Oh yeah, he was number 5 to the Miami.
I want to make sure.
It's a perfect pick for a perfect landing spot for him.
Yeah,
I think he's if he can get healthy, man, and stay healthy, I think he's gonna be a really good pro.
Oh, very good at. Very good.
I would not worry about that guy if he was like. But we got Mitch, so whatever.
I think he's gonna be like I think he's gonna be very good, a very good pro. I think Miami got a good pick there. Yeah. I think he's gonna be a very good quarterback. My floater, boys, it's something that came up here in the last few days on NBC Sports Chicago, because the White Sox do, I think, have some of the best pre and post because of the people that do it. Ozzie Guillen saying how much he hates Nick Swisher. I understand that hate because I went to one of the games and you just watch him play in the outfield. I've just always I've never liked him. His face just does. I don't like his face. I don't know.
I'm on your side.
He married an actress. I just feel like I just don't like him. And the way that Ozzie Guillen just had the hate for him, I loved it. And I know he won a World Series with the White Sox and whatever, but I like Ozzie Guillen. I think that he speaks his mind. And that at least is some entertainment for a pre and post game, which the Cubs don't have. The Cubs do not have.
Hard to argue with, man. Ozzy
Imagine
is a couple of those guys that.
I know he doesn't like the Cubs, but if he was on the Cubs pre and post, I'd love it.
Oh,
I
definitely.
don't mind Ozzie Guillen at all at this point. I hated him when he was the manager.
Yes,
I did White Sox because they were good, and he was an asshole, and he talked shit, and like he got under my skin, and he did exactly what he should do.
If he was the Cubs manager, you'd love it.
Oh, I'd have fucking loved it.
You know what I mean?
Would have loved it. I hope that's what David Ross starts doing a little bit. Like,
and then you realize, like, he just does that for anything he does. It's like once he starts being the White Sox manager, you're like, he's passionate about everything.
I hate Ozzie Guillen because he's a White Sox guy. That's it. It's not because of
he's tied to
like the way he carries himself. The way he was a really solid player for a long time. Like he's a fucking grinder, man. And it's those kind of guys always make good managers usually, and he's fiery. I always like that. I always like a guy with a little bit of passion, a little bit of doesn't give a fuck about certain things. And he was a perfect manager. No, he wasn't, but he did a good. He won a ring. That's all you need to know. And he was a big part of why they won that ring too. Don't let anybody kid yourself.
Yeah,
Maddie,
it's a big reason.
You got a floater for us this week, Maddie?
I do. It's a profession that's very important in this world. They're getting a little bit of a bad rap, getting kind of run around in the media, the government levels. It's postal workers. Postal workers are essential to this world, or to our country, and to our the fabric of what America is and does. I've got a bunch of good friends that are postal workers, friends of our parents of friends that have been retired and stuff, and they're kind of just getting kind of shafted a little bit. And shout out to them because they all do a good job. My own postal carrier is the favorite part of my kids' day.
That's awesome.
When the mailman comes, you can hear the van coming down the street. He comes down across, and then he does a U-turn at the end of our street and comes down. So he can hear him as he's coming down the first way. So we always shoot out to the front porch. Kid always runs up to the mailman, says hi to James every day. Makes my kid's day. So
that's
he always
awesome.
honks the horn. So it's like those guys do. They're just trying to do their jobs, and they're just getting. They're being a pawn in the political game. So I just want to shout those guys out. Those guys are my floater today.
Definitely.
I love it.
I think with all of the Amazon shopping all of us do, and all of the online buying that all, between the three of us, that's definitely, as you said, a very essential worker.
Sure.
So
for sure.
Couldn't agree more. Let's, like we talked about earlier, boys, we've got to get into it. The Blackhawks, like we said, are officially in the playoffs. They defeated the Edmonton Oilers on their home ice, 3-1. If you've been living under a rock,
if you guys saw the picture, they were in the Edmonton Oilers home locker room while they were playing the Edmonton Oilers. It was kind of a cool picture of all the Blackhawks jerseys in the locker room of the Edmonton Oilers home ice. But boys, how does it feel just to have a playoff hockey back? I catch myself watching some of the game, just your heart's beating. It's just the game can switch so quickly, even especially knowing what kind of goal streaks that the Hawks and the Edmonton Oilers can go on.
You nailed it, man. The excitement is there. And I was one with these 9:30 starts. I mean, I obviously don't have a whole lot going on right now. I'm staying up watching them. And, it was they were down, 3-2 in the third period in game 3 and scored 2 late. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that, when you talk about playoff hockey, that's exactly – the defining stuff that makes playoff hockey. And we got it out of a team that, very few people outside of Chicago gave a whole lot of credence to. So I think, what they're doing and they're almost, yes, Matt nailed it earlier. They have the veteran leadership with Kane and Taves and, Crawford in the net who hasn't looked great, but he's gotten the job done. But,
Duncan Keith, who was a fucking machine this series. Duncan Keith was outstanding.
Always.
Oh, my God.
Guys kind of young and dumb and don't know any better. They're just out there playing, and they're doing it well. It's exactly what I had hoped for.
I'm glad you said that. Kirby Doc, dude. Kirby Doc was a man. He was a man in the series. I don't know how he didn't score a couple times this series because there were a couple chances tonight he had that were just like, dude, it looked like tap-ins on TV. Looked like a couple chances in Game 3 that he had. Like, I don't know how he didn't pound it home, but Kirby Dach, he's a different player than he was in November and December. I can tell you that much. And I'm not a hockey scout by any means, but he's gotten bigger. He's gotten stronger. He's more confident with the puck. You can tell they got him playing penalty kill. They got him playing power play. He is stepping into that. I'm going to be the bridge to Jonathan Toews when Jonathan Toews gets to the point where he's not being what he was tonight, and that was outstanding, boys. The captain.
Definitely.
This was a legendary performance from him tonight, in my opinion. I thought he was great defensively, great in the dot. Won a bunch of huge face-offs. And my God, that pass to Kubalik for that goal, unbelievable.
I mean, the way he fought for that puck and then had the wherewithal to pass it, and then the beautiful pass right on point, and then the goal. I mean, that's what this team is made of, is Jonathan Toews, the captain. And like I said, Kane, he played well, but you still can get more from him, and that's crazy to think that we could get more from one of our best players, and still we won this series. We won 3-1. Games were all very close. There was no game that you were like, oh, the Blackhawks are going to win. This was maybe the one where you kind of felt the most comfortable, honestly.
Kane's going to go off. There's going to be a game.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm excited about that.
There's going to be a game where he's going to,
or a series.
He's gonna get a breakaway, pound one home early on in the first, and then things are gonna really start to open up for him, I think. And once he gets that first one, it's gonna be the floodgates will open up.
But Matt, like what you were saying about Kirby Dach and like how he's gotten, you seem like better. Chief was kind of talking about this on Redline Radio with this whole the pandemic stuff and the coronavirus. He kind of became a pro between the end of that and the start of this. I think he started working with some of the Jonathan Toews trainers, guys. He started to really become a pro, and like you said, he looks like a man out there now, and he is playing big minutes in big games right now.
I know he was when he first, the season first started, he was clinging to Seabrook. It sounds like he was kind of, using Seabrook as a mentor, role model, how to, learn the league. And I don't know that there's a better guy to learn the NHL ropes, so to say, is for a new player than Brent Seabrook, because he's kind of a consummate pro. Very good leader. Seems like he'd be fun as hell on the road, but does his job. Very great player for a great team. Got rings, so he's got the voice. And, you can tell when a guy kind of flocks to a player like that and says, I want to learn how to do what you're doing. You can tell he's got the right head for it. And, and taking the 3 months off, like you said, and like you said, what, Chief talked about on Redline Radio, I heard the same interview, because he worked his ass off. And it's what you need from a 19-year-old kid if he wants to make the jump early. And if you're committed to the game, you've got the skill, he's got the size. He's once he starts learning really how to use it, he's gonna be damn good.
I'm excited.
The Blackhawks will play either the winner of tomorrow's game, which is the Las Vegas Golden Knights and the Colorado Avalanche. So maybe if you got nothing going on Saturday afternoon, check that game out. So the Blackhawks will
You do not want Colorado. Just let me tell you that right now. You do not want Colorado.
I would like to play the Knights. Can we
I will gladly. The Vegas is damn good too, but don't get me wrong. I do not want to play Colorado. So
I think we should just play the Knights. I think that's
you
what
you don't want Nathan McKinnon. You don't want that smoke. I can just tell you that right now.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. On another note,
we hope for the Vegas Knights to win.
Yes.
Go Knights. We're Knights fans for Saturday. On another note, the Cubs are not playing this weekend like we alluded to earlier in Sinkers and Floaters. The St. Louis Cardinals cannot get rid of COVID. Thought they would be good to go for the weekend and suspended the series, or today's game at least, at about 8 o'clock this morning, and then it was announced this afternoon. We are recording this on Friday the 7th, that the rest of the series is going to be postponed, and the Cubs will be flying back to Chicago. And like I said, it's just kind of ridiculous, but it is what it is. We move on, and they're off till Tuesday.
We're stuck with this 12-2 loss that we're stuck with until Monday.
Yeah.
We're stuck with a shitty game that we have to end on. We thought we were going to be able to go to St. Louis, play a team that's going to have different players out there, get maybe easy wins, maybe we just at least get out there, play some baseball this weekend. But no, they travel all the way to St. Louis. Then we find out there's a positive test, can't play Friday. Then they come out, the whole series is canceled. Smart that they did it. Yes, I know what they're doing, but it just sucks that it's in the situation that the Cardinals just keep getting more positive tests. Now they have, 10, 12 games to make up. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to spin it. I'm going to spin the positive here, though, guys. This is a team that, as we know, jumped out of the gates exactly how we wanted. Started hitting the ball. They got this. It is a team full of veterans, though. They have not had a day off yet. So let's take these 3 days. Let's recoup. Let's recharge. Let's stay focused. Get a couple.
They didn't do anything wrong.
Take a day at Wrigley. Go get some swings in. Loosen the arms up. Grease up a little bit. Go home. Get some rest.
I love that mindset,
and really, really get back to work because these guys are focused. I don't want them breaking. Like, you can tell they're ready to go every day. They look like a goddamn team out there with all the chants in the dugout.
Tommy Hotovy, did you guys see that? The Tommy Hotovy is from the Kansas City area and had his sister and his mom in town, and he wouldn't even go get dinner with them because they're taking this so seriously. And like you said, man, teams are full of veterans, and that guy has a guy like David Ross running the show. They're taking this seriously, not only the COVID stuff, but they're taking the season seriously, and it's showing off. They're 10-3.
I said it in our last show. This is a chance to steal a ring. A team this year, maybe not as talented as other teams, can go out and absolutely fucking steal a ring in any of these sports. And maybe not at the NBA, because I don't know that anybody can beat the Lakers. We'll get to that later. But I just want to, I don't know. I think in baseball, and I think in hockey especially, a team can go steal a ring this year. And if you get hot, it's not this year is up for grabs. 2020, anything can happen. And if you got talent like the Cubs do, they've got experience. If you stay focused with this shit, you're going to be better just in the war of attrition alone. And it's like the Cubs and the Yankees seem to be the teams that have the talent, and they've kind of figured this out, that their focus is solely on the game right now. It's like, if I can focus for 3 months, we got a chance to win a ring.
Definitely. And I think one of the media outlets said that the Cubs and the Yankees are taking the COVID procedures the most serious. And you can tell that them taking
it was the Athletic. I'm pretty sure it was the Athletic. I saw the same article.
And that it's carrying over onto the field. If you take off the field stuff seriously, you're going to take on the field stuff seriously. And the Cubs are 10-3. They have the best record in baseball. Them and the Twins are the only teams with 10 wins, and the Twins have played one more game. It's showing. And yes, the two of the 3 losses have been pretty ugly. But that's baseball. You're not going to go even 60, but to consistently be offense is clicking the way it is. It's fun to watch. So like you said, Maddie, hopefully they don't play again until Tuesday. They don't play till Tuesday in Cleveland. So a little bit of time, like you said, rest up, get back at it. Speaking of the Twins, they are in first place in the AL Central, leading the White Sox by only a half a game. The White Sox kind of figuring some things out here lately. You guys watch anything from the South Side?
I love that smirk. God damn, I love that smirk, Zach.
I'm not gonna lie. Their offense can get hot at any point. They can hit any.
It's legit.
If you got a reliever, they'll find the guy. They'll get a bunch of runs. Rodon's hurt now. I mean,
as per usual.
I was gonna say.
What is
for the script?
They need more consistency in the starting rotation. I just don't see. I mean, yes, in this AL Central, yes, they'll be able to compete. The Royals aren't good. The Indians are all right. And the Twins are going to be good. And the Tigers aren't good. So maybe they'll be able to compete with that. But I just think – I know they'll have Kopech back. But the starting pitching's got to be a little bit of a concern. I know you got Giolito out there and everything, but you got
Giolito hasn't been great yet this year.
That
was the one I was going to say. But I mean, frankly, the problem too is right now, like you said, with Kopech out for the year, after he opted out, and then with Rodon banged up. If all you really have to rely on is Giolito, even if fucking Giolito goes out and is what 2015 Arrieta was, and he goes out and does that, he's only one guy.
Pitch every day.
You still need 4 other arms, and like you said, Zach, their offense is ridiculous. It's absolutely bona fide, legit. Everything that everybody was hyping it
their
up to be.
Offense is good, but
Luis Robert
one
is
thing
a
I
goddamn star in the making. That guy's going
every
to be
White Sox fan who is saying
ridiculous.
Eloy needs to be a DH already doesn't understand where your lineup is going. He needs to be in left field as long as you can have him in left field, and you need him not falling into the netting. Like, I don't know, like, what is that?
I find it comical. The White Sox fans were the biggest assholes in
they
the
were
world.
so
Schwarber was a left fielder when Schwarber first started. And now Schwarber's like more than serviceable. I'm not going to say he's a good left fielder, but he's above average. Like, he's above what you expect.
How does that happen? He overran the ball. And, like, it wasn't like he had to dive into the net to get the ball. Like,
well, the funny thing is, too, about Eloy, when he was a Cubs prospect, the biggest thing for him, he was a stud prospect, but in the Futures game, he made a ridiculous catch up against the wall in the outfield in the Futures game to rob a homer, if I remember correctly. And, like, that was like, oh, my God, Eloy, he can rake. Everybody knew about it. Now he's robbing homers in a fucking all-star game. Like, oh, he's going to have the glove, too. This guy is brutal. Absolute butcher out there.
On the other side of that, though, Luis Robert is a superstar.
That guy can be a
star. He is good. I mean, he looks like an amazing baseball player.
I'm not trading him over any other player on that team. He's the one untouchable at this point, in my opinion.
I mean, above Moncada, I know Hall of Famer, but he's gonna have a great career.
I don't think you can say Hall of Fame or anything. I think a lot of White Sox fans.
I think you can say that about nobody. Maybe Mike Trout and stuff like that when he was younger, but like, it's tough to say about him.
A lot of White Sox fans will say like Moncada is their the best, most talented player they have. I think Robert's probably, and that's what's scary too, because Moncada's a stud too.
But you don't jump through the minors like he did last year and not be a superstar. Like he was. I mean, quickly through the minors, and then
he's like 21 years old, right?
Was there anything come out about his shoulder
Nick
yet?
Madrigal. I want to bring up a topic, and it kind of goes to Matt's point about Sox fans just tearing into Kyle Schwarber for those years. Sox fans for the longest time like berated the Cubs for the service time manipulation that they did with Chris Bryant, and then the White Sox did the exact same thing with Nick Madrigal, and no one said a word.
Well, yeah.
That's exactly what they did.
Well, yeah, okay. I think they kind of used coronavirus to their own nice little, like, no one noticed that.
Yeah. But I mean, I shouldn't say no one said anything. I did see maybe a couple tweets about it, but it's just like Matt's point brought it to my mind. It's like, dude, everybody tears into the Cubs for, service time manipulation with Bryant. And it's like, dude, everybody does it. So you can't really say anything about another team doing it.
Unfortunately, he did not play for long because I think
he's hurt.
I think it was was he diving into like second or third or something?
Yeah, separated
his shoulder. It did not look good when he got up.
I haven't heard the time frame yet for him, but he started raking right off the bat too. Didn't he have like a 4-hit game?
Yeah, he played well, and then just unfortunately, just dumb injuries like that can happen in baseball.
That team just got hitter after hitter after hitter.
Boys, before we get out of baseball here, the motto for the Cubs: stay hot, stay healthy.
For sure.
Probably already been.
Yeah, it's a war of attrition this year, man. You stay healthy. You got to.
Colors don't run. These colors don't run.
Hey, and frankly, like no. Shout out to our boy Dom. One of his patented phrases is "can't ring more true this year." Is no bottled blondes. Just stay out of the fucking clubs. You got no problems this year.
Absolutely. Moving to the NBA, we will have the NBA playoffs starting here soon. They have been playing games down in the bubble. It's hard to get into them right now. I'll be very honest. I've watched a couple games,
and like the Bucks, they're all kind of preparing for the playoffs. Like it's the end of the season, so it's kind of like you get back into basketball, and then you're kind of like, oh man, like some of these games aren't what you want to be. But you'll have, I think it's August 14th, they will be back into full playoff mode. So every team will have all players out there.
Guys, I've got it figured out for you for the NBA. I had the same problem, but you got to break it down this way. We didn't get the end of college basketball this year, right? We didn't get March Madness, so now we lost that stretch. We lost the end of the NBA season. So here we go. This is what we got. Basically you're taking this into a college basketball season. and you're cramming it into like a 3-month stretch. So right now we're in the November, December portion of college basketball where they're just playing a fucking bunch of games and nobody really gives a shit, but they're still just kind of lubing up. Once the first round of the playoffs starts, it's going to start feeling like conference season after the first round. After the first round, when these games start going just back to back to back to back in playoff atmospheres, the way the NBA has done this, it's perfect because like when you're watching it, the presentation of the game, you do not notice the fans not being there at all. And I'm sorry if you say I'm wrong on that one. Basketball nailed this. You don't miss the fans one bit in basketball right now.
And really in hockey either.
Hockey too. The way they've done that, these presentations, they've really started to nail this thing. And frankly, baseball, I know they're not there, and you can see they're not there, but it doesn't matter. It's a sport right now, and that's all I care about. So I don't know, but basketball, dude, the NBA, once that second round of the playoffs starts, I think the intensity is going to go through the fucking roof.
Oh yeah. Dude, did you guys see TJ Warren with the Pacers? 33 points per game here in the first four.
He's playing.
He's 54% from the 3-point line.
Yeah, he had a 50 burger in one of the games, I think.
Also, the Suns are 4-0.
Maybe one of those guys that's like, able to just relax when there's no crowd, there's no there's no atmosphere to bring on that stress, and he's just able to it's almost like an AAU game at that point.
I don't know if you guys were able to listen to JJ Redick's interview on PMT. He was kind of saying, like, when you go out there, it's like you go onto a stage. Like, when you're watching the game on TV, it looks normal, but like what he said, when you're there, it's very not normal. Because you just kind of makes you think of watching like AAU games on ESPNU or something like that. That's the kind of the vibe, and it doesn't really take away from the game. But like he says, when you're out there playing, maybe some people it just feels different. The whole atmosphere and the background and stuff.
Well, Chief and Scott Darling were on Redline on Barstool Radio today on Barstool Chicago, and they were talking about how it almost feels like or looks like how the travel youth tournaments for NHL, like all these teams congregating at the same hotels, and like one floor is the Blackhawks, one floor is the Oilers, the next floor is the Capitals, it's on and on or whatever. But the East is in Toronto, but. It's one of those things where it's just like there's so many other layers to it, and there's got to be underlying tension when you start seeing all these teams and stuff. It's just, I don't know. Let's make the best of this thing,
We went from no sports to this is a great few months here. I know,
right?
Baseball is kind of whatever with. There's only one team that's really having a problem right now. The other teams that have had problems are back playing. So. Not too much to worry about. The only reason we're worried about it really is because we play this team 10 times, so it kind of screws our team over in the process. But I think you sit back and you just got to realize, like, to take sports for what they are. They're not normal. This is not, but none of this is normal. And I really, truthfully, like keep saying, putting asterisks by stuff. Really, truthfully, you should be able. It should be harder. It's harder because you're going through all this stuff. You're getting tested for COVID all the time. You're going to be, like, say you win the Stanley Cup. You're going to be in these bubbles longer than anybody else. So it's just. I think that people are really kind of like, I don't know, being a little bit disrespectful to some of this stuff. Like, yes, it's weird, but like people got to realize these guys are changing. They are millionaires. Like in the basketball, these guys are making $20-something million a year, and they're going into this bubble stuff just to try to win a championship. I think that should be taken like a little not
rewarded instead of.
I totally agree with what you just said there, Zach. Because like you can't yes, these guys are making a fuckload of money to do this, and everybody would do the same thing.
But that's not their fault.
But that's not their fault. You're right. You're exactly right. That's not their fault.
If somebody paid me $20 million to go tile every day, I'm doing it. If somebody wants to pay me $20 million,
you think I'll pay me $20 to clean porta potties with my hands? I do it.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's not like they're taking money that's not theirs.
Right, and there's guys though too that are doing that, and they're missing so many things with their families. They're missing 3 months locked away.
Millionaires. Just like it doesn't mean they don't want to be with their families.
That doesn't matter all the time, dude. I'm sorry. Millionaires like their families too. It's crazy. Right. Crazy concept to think about.
I hate to be this way, but like this is a lot of the times where these people who or wants to be, oh, these guys make millions of dollars, this and that. Like they don't have feelings. Like they
we're not robots.
And like I keep going back to interviews, but CJ McCollum was talking about the bubble, and he's like, yes, it's nice, like it's okay, you're in your hotel room, but you still want to go outside and do things other than be in a hotel.
Ooh.
Like, you know what I mean?
Vancouver just tied it up.
You still want to go out and do normal life and see, do normal things, see people, see your family. Like these guys are really, like I said, in basketball, if you win the NBA championship, you're in that hotel for 3 months.
At least.
Yep.
So like, I think that I just think that it's kind of you're kind of almost taking advantage of all of this. Like it's really hard for what they're. Look at football. Like NFL's going to happen, but like college football, college sports most likely are not going to happen this year. It's just I don't know how they're going to.
The football season.
But like I said, soak it all in. Just love the sports. Like I said, I'm watching baseball right now. We had the 2 TVs set up in the living room tonight, especially as Hawks fans, Cubs fans, Sox fans. We got a lot to look forward to here in the next few months.
I think we can all agree with everything going on in the world. Don't take any of these games for granted. Enjoy them well.
Hopefully it never happens again, but literally we can never just say, oh, what if sports never happened? Because we know what it's like when sports didn't happen.
And you want to know what something else is we shouldn't take advantage of?
What?
Great local food, boys. And that is inspired by our friends at Lodi Tap House. Make sure you check them out on Facebook for their Maple Park and their Utica locations. Get you some good food, some good beer. You can't go wrong. So let's jump into the TCF Local Food Spotlight. I will start off. I mentioned a barbecue / Mexican truck in Mendota. We have a new one in Mendota. We have Tacos Guzman. They have a portable taco truck. It's a bright yellow taco truck that rolls around Mendota. They're set up at the corners of 251 and Route 34. You can't miss them. They're there on the weekends. Fire tacos. You can't go wrong. So make sure you check them out. They are on Facebook. They kind of rove around a little bit. I think they'll be at the golf course Saturday, do different events. They were at the 4th of July celebration, pumping out great some street tacos, whatever you want on that. And you can't go wrong with street tacos, man. I get them in taco. Great job.
I'm going to give a shout out to somebody. It's going to be the second time giving them a shout out, but it is the Marshallones in Mendota. A lot going on here in Mendota, and they do the curbside pickup. They haven't opened the inside, which I think is a smart idea. And you call in, they bring it out real quick. It's a quick, easy service. And I think, like I said, with everything, Mendota's getting a little crazy here. And they're keeping it to the curbside pickup and everything, and they're doing a great job with all the COVID restrictions, especially like it's kind of starting to get limited again here around Mendota. So I just got to give them a shout out to keep a little local business, keeping it moving.
Big shout out Rudy and Michelle. They do a great job as owners, and anything that may go wrong, they take care of it. Absolutely. They've done a great job. And like even one day, Zach, I left my wallet or my debit card when I went and paid for my curbside pickup, and they found a way to get a hold of me. They're doing a great job. Great pizza, great rolls. You can't go wrong, man. Good choice.
Love it.
I was in my hometown, or passing through my hometown where I grew up in Sandwich, and there's a little bakery. Do
they have a sandwich there?
Oh, here we go. These fucking jokes. nothing worse. Give me the Plano sandwich joke. Yeah, I knew that was coming.
I said it right before you.
Coming in hot. Jesus Christ. Anyway, there's a nice little bakery out in Sandwich. It's Angie's Sugar Buzz Bakery. It's where there used to be a gas station. There was an old country market in Sandwich, but my kid is obsessed with donuts. We usually get donuts once a week, kind of a treat for him. He usually eats about a third of one and puts it away or throws it away. Does whatever the hell he does with it, and then it's just like, well, usually it's got like kid slobber and stuff. It's not really my thing, but even though it's my own kid, but. No, but then we got a dozen donuts from there. every time, like, I was told my wife I was passing through there, and she's like, "Yeah, you're stopping by and grabbing donuts, right?" I'm like, "Sure, yeah, I will."
Yeah.
They almost just taste like you would like expect, like just like someone out of someone's kitchen, like it's just like someone's homemade kind of donut. They were so good. And it's just like the frosting. It's like actually like cake frosting is almost. It's not like that hardened, like kind of where like not to. I don't mean to besmirch Casey's. We all love Casey's, but like a Casey's donut, like the frosting is just. It's got that little bit of a hard layer to it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love Casey's. Don't get me wrong. Big Casey's guy. But like you know what I'm saying on their donuts, like the frosting is not like it's not like a cake frosting type. Oh yeah, you know, this was literally like it's like you would have like on a fucking piece of cake. Like that's what they have on top of their donuts and stuff. The glaze, they do all kinds of other cakes. You know, the coffee cakes, the fritters, all kinds of stuff in there. Really, really nice people in there. So it's just you need something sweet. You need a little get the sweet tooth satisfied. Great little stop there for you.
Great choice. I just drove by there not too long ago, so I'll make sure next time I do. And I was like, I think I drove by a little late in the afternoon. They were closed. So
it's a dozen donuts there is cheaper than it is for a dozen at Dunkin'. Just like
a TCF donut review would be delicious.
Can't beat it. I am a donut connoisseur, so I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Love it. Let's move on to a new favorite segment of ours, the TCF Favorites. As a reminder, we did this back in like May or June. We're going to throw out 3 different random topics, and we're going to give you our favorite of that topic. And we are going to start with traditional beers. What is your favorite traditional beers? I'm not talking like you go in and order an all-day IPA on draft. You order something special. And I'll start. And this is taking me back to my
gets the first pick, huh, Zach? Yeah, I'm going to take the first pick on this one.
Well, I just don't know if either of you. It's a Budweiser heavy, a good Bud heavy. I didn't think either of you were taking that.
No,
I would have maybe, but
no,
I'll let you go. I'll let you take it. I like. I will say I like Bud Heavy way more than I like Bud Light. So.
I used to not agree with you. I went from Bud Heavy to Bud Light for a while. Now it's if I'm going to drink anything from Budweiser, it's going to be a traditional Bud Heavy. Bud Light just I don't know what it is. I think I drank too much Busch Light. I just prefer Bud Heavies now. But
can I give a specific? Oh, go ahead.
Yes, go ahead, Zach. I'm sorry.
Can I give a specific way I like the beer?
Yeah, because I know what you're going to choose here.
Tell me.
Bud Light bottles.
Bud Light aluminum.
Yeah.
I love myself a Bud Light. I could drink 1 million of them, I think. I get them with I think it's Rhythm City sometimes has them. Oh, I'll drink 1 million because I don't know what it is about the aluminum and it keeps it cool for a while.
It does feel like it stays colder for.
And then you can always, if you buy them, like if you don't get it from they usually at the bar they keep the cap, but if you had the cap, you can always screw it back on to keep. Yep. My thing is I keep a cold beer all the time, so that helps. And like I said, I like my Busch Light, but I like a Bud Light aluminum bottle.
I see, and I left Busch Light there. I probably drink more Busch Light than Budweiser.
Oh, but yeah.
I think that's kind of just like a staple, at least in our area, that like Busch Light is just like the drink. But like it.
Oh, Busch Light apple, not a fan.
It's all right.
Yucky. Busch Light and apple should not be a combination.
Well, it's not going to be Busch Light. I grew up with that's all my friends drink is Busch Light, so I've had my fill of it. Bud
Since
Light,
you're 21, right?
Bud Light, I will tell you a quick one. That was the first beer I ever drank that I threw up on. That's why we'll never touch Bud Light. I can't.
On your 21st birthday?
And no, it was probably on my 17th birthday. But anyway,
legal purposes.
I mean, but back to Boomy real quick on the Budweiser. What got me on Budweiser was Wrigley Field because they were always a Anheuser-Busch, stadium. And I fucking wouldn't touch Bud Light for that reason. So that's why I started drinking Budweiser. I'm like, wow, this is actually like tolerable. So I started preferring Bud Heavy just to Bud Light from that and being at Wrigley. But it might be because there's baseball on too. But aside from that, I'll leave Busch Light out there for you guys. My first one, I'm going with the great tasting, less fillings Miller Lite, dude.
Boom.
Staple. Miller Lite's Miller Lite's my family domestic beer back to the decades and decades of Schofield men drank Miller Lites, and got to carry that tradition there. Personally, though, I'm going to take the wraparound. If I get the wraparound right, unless Boomy's going to take the first pick of the second round too.
It's favorites.
Oh, we're doing
you only
one?
get one.
Oh, my bad. All right.
No, I was confused too. But
what were you
I
going to
thought
talk
I thought we were doing beers. I thought we were doing 3 rounds of 3 things. My bad. Gotcha.
Podcast will last an hour or 2 hours.
I'll go all night, baby. You know me.
What would have been your second choice, though, Matt?
Coors Light. That's actually my Coors Light.
2 bad picks.
It's the aluminum bottles. Both of them are fantastic in the aluminum wide mounts.
Dude. You got duped
They stay ice cold.
That is
true.
Those
stay
are
ice
cool.
cold, dude.
Those
They're
Miller
aluminum
Lights
bottles for both Miller Lite and Coors Light. They stay fucking frozen, dude. It's perfect.
It is nice. I don't know what it is.
Man.
Love it.
Let's move on to our second topic, hobbies. What are some things that, other than talking sports, do you guys have
Coors Light.
Good answer.
Betting ponies.
Yeah. Shit.
I don't know.
I have like too many hobbies. Like not anything.
You know what?
Like,
can I say something stupid? But like, I enjoy mowing my yard.
I do too.
Yeah, that's my highlight of the weekend
house.
at this point. That's definitely mowing my yard is definitely the Corona induced highlight of my weekend. Usually, is mowing my yard, and my yard has never looked better than it has in 2020, boys.
Yeah, I did.
See, Zach, you played slow pitch softball.
Yeah, but that's sports related, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not watching and talking about sports.
Well, what this just did was made me realize that I have a pretty sad life. I just
I don't do shit.
You like Bud Light aluminum bottles and mowing his yard.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
story.
I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it at all. I think I wish that I was more serious about this. I do like lifting weights. Just kind of a stress reliever. You know, get to play. I play slow pitch softball. You know, in the summer. Well, it's a good way to get rid of stress, and it's just a way to get away for a little bit.
Boomy likes to take away stress when he uses his crossbow.
Take it out on my forehead.
Yeah.
Dude, I keep thinking there's something on my screen.
Dude, that's the second time.
I keep like trying to scratch like my kids spit on my iPad.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, what is on my screen? It's like
I think he has a scratch in the same spot, just like a little bit up on his forehead.
Yeah, the one on my head is like right here.
And then he has.
Yeah, and I also enjoy hurting myself apparently because I've done it 4 times in the last 3 weeks.
Outstanding.
I agree with Zach, though. I do enjoy mowing my yard. It's a weird kind of thing that you grow to enjoy as an adult because I hated doing it when I was younger, but it's not bad.
Did you say it had to be non-sports related?
It could be, or I said other than like watching and talking about sports.
Okay. I'm going to say, well, the easy one's golf. I mean, we all like that. That's like the easy. That's the cop-out answer, is it not? I mean,
that's a good answer.
No, I think it's a good answer.
Coming from a guy who's played 0 holes of golf still, and I had to listen to you two schmucks talk about how I played 1,000 holes in 4 days, guys. It was awesome. I played the 3 best rounds of my life. I'm not harboring any jealousy, though. I'm not harboring any jealousy at all. Don't worry.
Guess what? I went out there and I did bad that morning, so you should be happy.
Well, I didn't see the Instagram live. I was expecting something.
It was wet.
There was nothing to put on Instagram live. It was not worth
stories.
It was dewy. The ball was all wet.
It was not great. Last TCF favorite cities, United States cities. You know, it could be one you've been to, one maybe you want to go to.
Can I go first?
Other than Chicago. Chicago's the GOAT. So.
Yeah, I know Chicago. I'm going with Minneapolis.
Chicago's number 2 in my opinion. Sorry.
Oh. Minneapolis was fun, dude. I love
Minneapolis. It's quiet. it's like there's not a lot going on, whatever. And I just like the atmosphere of the whole town.
It's kind of similar to Milwaukee. It's like big, but not super big.
Sorry, I said town by accident.
No, I like Milwaukee.
Matt, I want to hear what Matt says. What's yours, Matt?
It's Charleston, South Carolina. No question. Best city on the planet.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I just not think that was going to come.
You got ocean. It's the food capital of the United States. There's the best restaurants in the world.
Have you been there?
I lived there for a few months. I did an internship there out of college, and then my wife and I vacation there any chance we can. It's like if we ever get a chance to go on a trip, that's usually where we go. I don't know. It's perfect. You get hot weather, you get nice beaches, you get awesome restaurants, and there's tons of history. Oh, it's a golf capital of the world.
Yeah,
that's what I kind of thought.
I believe there's more golf courses in South Carolina than there is in any other state, like per capita.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
cool little. I've always wanted to go on a golf trip.
Kiowa Island, dude. That golf resort is dynamite. Played a few courses there. It's fantastic.
That is one place I do need to get to. I've never been to Charleston. I think I just drove.
You're a history freak. It's perfect for you, dude. There's so much there. It's unbelievable.
And like that's kind of where I get lost in like my favorite cities because I loved Boston for the fact of the history there, but like logistically, Boston's a nightmare. Like it's narrow roads, but the best city I've been to, and I think I've said on the podcast before, I like Seattle a lot. I do enjoy Seattle, and this is probably an easy answer. San Diego, California is one of the beautiful cities.
There can't be anything wrong with that place.
I love San Diego too. You're absolutely right. I will say if we were doing the top three, Boston would have been my second pick.
Yeah,
Boston and Charleston are very, very similar cities.
Oh,
you're just looking at the north and the south. That's the difference. You got the southern culture on the one side, you got the northeast culture on the other. And like you said, Boston is a night. I refuse to drive in Boston. We Ubered everywhere we went.
Yep,
Charleston,
same.
I've driven everywhere I've gone. So we only took Ubers when we were like out drinking and stuff. So
yeah,
Charleston's it's got a lot of that same big city vibe to it with all the, everything going on, but it's just smaller, just in size. And like I said, the ocean, the beaches they have, the golf courses they have are second to none.
What are your guys' thoughts? We kind of dabbled on this. What are your guys' thoughts on Milwaukee? I enjoy going up there, but it's just like a diet Chicago at times. Like,
I haven't been there enough, to be perfectly honest. I've been to games at Miller Park, but outside of that, I haven't really gone out in Milwaukee as surprising as it is, like how close it is. So I don't have much to say on Milwaukee from like an entertainment or nightlife perspective. But never heard bad things about it.
Yeah, it's just like I almost feel like it's just like a watered down version of some different places I've been to in Chicago, like different nightlife places. But good concerts. I love the music venue there.
It's a good place for concerts because it's not like as crazy.
Yeah, Denver's and the traffic is pretty easy in and out. So I spend a lot of time in Milwaukee coaching AAU. So I enjoyed Milwaukee.
Denver is a fun ass city too if you've never been there.
Denver's great. I love Denver. I'd go back there in a heartbeat. Loved it. Well, boys, that was episode 77 of Typical Chicago Fans. I know we got through it all.
It's the first episode from my new house.
That is true. Shout out Big Z.
Oh yeah, we're actually doing it from the living room. Yeah, the studio's in the making. We got some big stuff coming with the studio too. We're gonna make a big deal out of it because
absolutely
we're back. But we have not talked about our new sponsor.
We have not.
Boys, we have a new sponsor. Well, it's not a new sponsor. They've sponsored the podcast before, but they've never sponsored Typical Chicago Fans itself. Boomy, tell the people.
We are on the verge of teaming up with 26 shirts. You might remember them from our early days with the Loop Sports. We are teaming back up with them, do some great shirts for some great causes, make really, really cool shirts. I actually just wore one of theirs the other day. We will be releasing a promo code here in the coming weeks. Make sure
TCF family, we will need you to go out, use this promo code that will show them the kind of support that we can give them with our viewership. So we trust you guys to go out there. Buy the shirts are awesome. They go for a good cause. They're cool.
Great too.
They're
man.
cool Chicago shirts. They got flags too. They got a hat. So they got awesome shirts out there. So we'll get more into that in the next few. We're gonna be the morning show. Will be back on Monday morning. When the morning show will be back. So we'll get more into that as we get more details about the promo code.
Definitely. We're excited. And like we said, not only is it going to help out the podcast, but they do some amazing stuff with amazing charities. So you're helping out all around and you're getting an amazing fitting, amazing looking t-shirt to go with it. So be on the lookout. We will be discussing this a little bit more in the future. So stay tuned to that.
Yes, I am excited about that. Like I said, we'll know more here in the next few days. We'll let you know when we get the promo code. But we are back teaming up with 26shirts.com.
You know it. But thank you for joining us for episode 77, the Red Grange episode of Typical Chicago Fans. Go to whatever app you get your podcast from, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, wherever you get it from, we're there. Subscribe, rate, review, follow, whatever you got to do there. Head to the Facebook page. Make sure you give it a like. Instagram, type in Typical Chicago Fans. Make sure to follow that page. On Twitter, the main page is at typical_Chicago. I am Boomy. You can follow me on Twitter at BoomyTCF, Zach at ZLiliaTCF, and of course, Matt at schools_01. We appreciate you all listening, and we love you all.
Peace.
Yeah.